back to the Jiggy Show, season 3. This is episode 3, and
When jiggy people do jiggy things.
welcome back to the Jiggy Show. This is episode 3, season 3, and I got 2 guests with me. One is a close friend, one I just met today. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves because I'm horrible at names. I don't want to fuck up. So yeah, and this episode is quite interesting. It came about because I was having a conversation with a friend, and we had like a disagreement to what we consider love or not. And like she's told me that I've never been in love because I don't see why you you forgive somebody in a relationship, especially when it comes to cheating. And this is what the episode is about. And you guys have been through that experience, and we're here to share that experience. But I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourselves. And yes, the stage is yours.
I'm Wynn. Me and Bobby have known each other for a couple months, and he asked me to be on the show, so I'm just here to spit truth, spit facts.
Spit bars.
Bars, whatever you want.
My name's Christian. I've known Wynn for a couple years, actually through my ex. First time meeting.
Ooh, this is the person we're talking about? Oh, wow, let's go.
I mean, I don't want to say nothing, but yeah. But no, appreciate y'all having me.
Damn, so like, yeah, first question though, like, just from what you guys have been through, like, what would you guys define as love? What's your definition of love? What does love mean?
I don't know. I just see it as like not having doubts that somebody got you. I feel like that's too simple to how to say it, but that's just kind of how I
yeah,
feel.
break that down a little bit though. Like, that is too simple. Like, what do you mean not having doubts? Like, I mean, I feel like we always like, all of us naturally like, may like be a little insecure, and I feel like doubt comes natural. So like, break that down.
I mean, you'll have your insecurities, exactly, but I mean, I just see it as you're not waking up in the morning wondering, second think of things, wondering if this is the right situation. I feel like love, you would never have those doubts to that level.
Okay.
Insecurities is going to happen.
Oh, facts.
But love, it's just never second guessing, never wondering if you made the right call, wrong call, whatever the case may be. That's what I see it.
Word. Dope.
Definitely want to build on that. I definitely think that that's an accurate statement, but I think love is something that is definitely gradual. Of course, at the beginning of a relationship, even maybe a year in, you'll have your doubts, and doubts will come and go throughout the relationship. But like Christian said, like true love, I feel like you don't have to second guess the person, and if there is some sort of doubt in your mind, it's never a long haul to get the person to believe that you are being honest and truthful.
Word. Okay, so it should come natural.
It should come natural.
Okay. So like, but would you guys say in those relationships that you guys had to deal with and went through all of that, would you say that you were blinded by love? And let's define love too at the same time. Yeah. Would you say you were blinded by love?
Blinded by the idea of love, but I'm not gonna say it was love.
The idea of love or loving the person?
The idea of loving the person. I mean,
it's
like when it comes down to it, I don't doubt for a second that it was love.
Word.
But when it comes to overlooking things, it was the idea of love, which is why I kind of felt blinded at that point. Okay,
and you let a lot of shit slide. Okay, like I mean, let's get down to the juice and let's like tell us what really happened. So yeah, like this episode is about cheating. So like you went through it and you stayed in a relationship, right? Even after finding out.
Yeah, I had a messy situation from the get-go though. Okay,
so yeah, break it down. How messy is this?
I mean, shit, from the start. When it comes to, I guess I was a side at first.
You were the side, dude?
Listen, it ain't that black and white. It's not that simple.
Let me sip on my.
Alright, by being the side dude,
I'm exposing myself out here, huh? Shit.
Hold on, time out. But like being the side dude, you should have known what this would have led to, right?
I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I was blinded by in the moment what's going on. It's like, look, manipulation. That's a good skill people got.
Yeah, word.
And I mean.
But look, you always want to think that people are, you always want to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially when you care and you're growing love for them. You know what I mean? You don't instantly. I feel like you don't instantly when you're in love or you want to be in love. You want to trust the person. So I guess it is kind of being blinded by love in a sense. Because you're blinded by that person.
Yeah, facts. But it's also like, I mean, like, he said he was the side.
Well, my whole thing is like, alright, so. My whole thing is like, alright, I was the side while being led to believe I wasn't the side.
Oh, damn, you were played from the jump.
Facts always.
So she, alright, go ahead. Break this down for me.
Alright, so it's all there. Alright, so when we first met and all, it's like I knew her, but
through when?
We met. She slid in the DMs.
Oh, she slid in your DMs.
Yeah.
Wow. Alright.
But the thing is, like, I knew her. I know anyone around her. So whatever I know about her is coming from her. I don't got people telling me this, people telling me that, because I don't know a group like that.
You think lack of information is the reason why you were led astray?
Oh, no doubt.
Word.
Yeah, no doubt.
Word.
And I mean, the thing is, as we were together longer, was when I kind of met her circle more, kind of pick up things here and there, but the longer we're together, obviously, the more the feels grew. And the more I just gave her the benefit of the doubt.
Facts. Okay, but like, all right, let's get down to the juice though. Like, you keep straying away from the juice.
All right, so this is we was together about 3 years, right? When we first started though, it was her whole ex situation, because eventually at one point, you know, the whole side thing, they weren't official, if you want to, you know, the whole official title, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
So eventually we had our title, we were together. It is what it is. But then eventually.
Hold on. Before you continue, how long were you together? What was your vetting process with this individual?
Before
you made it official.
Shoot. Probably about 4 months, around
okay.
there.
All right, I'll give you that. That's not that bad. Okay.
Yeah, around there. But no, eventually, because she was into that whole rave scene. She got that squad. They do their trips and all that. A couple months in, we did like 6-7 months now. They going on some trip to Vegas, EDC. I'm not into that genre, so I want to go.
Yeah.
But among their big group, her ex was in that group.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, you look back on it, and I'm like, you stupid for letting that shit fly.
Facts.
But I mean,
you should have went, bro.
Yeah,
you should have went. Yeah.
But anyways, no, that's what it was though. It was the whole, you know, I gave it benefit of the doubt. I had that sense of trust there, even though it started off rocky. But it wasn't until afterwards, legit, this is the thing.
What?
So when she got back from that trip, we was going straight to Atlantic City.
Okay.
All right, so she got back from the trip. We hit up AC. Things are going smooth. Things are going straight, right? And then one night, she's like, "Hey, can I borrow your phone for a second?" I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever. I'm doing something. I don't know what I was doing." But she goes through my phone, and I don't know what she's doing. Eventually, I get a DM from a random account, and he was like, "Just so you know, she just blocked me on your account, but so and so happened in Vegas." Her ex messaged me right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, her whole ex situation, like, I never disliked the dude. He got played, I got played, is what it is, but I never disliked the dude, but he was always front. He's like, "Look, we fucked."
Word.
Yeah. So that whole situation blew up in the city, but, you know.
Did you confront her in that moment?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Word.
Yeah.
Alright, so like I'm trying to, I'm waiting for the good part to get in. How did she convince you to stay though? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
We had a 4-hour car ride home.
Ooh, you should have dropped her ass at AC. You should have left her there.
I can't be that savage.
You can't be that savage. You definitely can't be that savage. She can find her way home.
Bro, in the moment I thought about it. I said, I paid for this hotel room.
Facts.
You get out.
Find your way home.
Yeah. No, I thought about it, but no, I couldn't do it. But car ride home, you know, the whole tears. The usual yada yada.
Manipulation. This is what you're talking about, manipulation.
Yeah.
Word.
The whole tears, and she ain't know what she did. Eventually got back. I mean, there was a lot of words. I mean, it's words. I see now it's crocodile tears, but exactly at the time though, it's 7 months, and then it's in that moment it comes like exploding. So I gave in, and I was like, I mean, bad decision, blah blah blah, and just let it be.
Were you in love though? In those 7 months?
I mean, after that.
Oh, was it like a routine thing that you didn't want to like go find somebody else because you used
that's the main thing, is because everything prior to like me finding all that shit, that's also what kind of made me want to stay, because everything had been fine. Like it was a good relationship. Everything was good. You know, we got along, no bad moments, and I felt secure. You know, all that. But that all kind of spilled into why I said I'll overlook it or whatever.
Damn. Word. Overlooked though. I mean, shout out to her ex for like letting you know though, right?
Yeah, I would just like to do.
Yeah.
He was upfront about it.
But she cheated on him with you though.
Yeah, when it comes down to it,
Man,
yeah.
This is a dirty circle.
It was a mess from the start. And
yeah, this is messy, bro.
I don't let myself get too deep into it from the get-go.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hindsight is what it is.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
All right, but you stayed though. All right, so you staying here. How long did you end up staying?
From that point on, it was legit 2 years.
Wow.
And we done broke up this past June, like 7 months ago.
Oh wow, this is recent. So then Damn. So like, all right. So like, after those 7 months, you decided to stay. I guess a year and a half.
Oh yeah, things were cool. And then you talking about why we broke up and all that?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
All right, so
I was leading to that, but yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, no, things were straight for those 2 years. Things were straight, right? And then so last year, one of my coworkers, very pretty girl, we became really good friends. Like we got close, and I'm talking like legit friends. None of that, Mac shit.
Yeah.
Just legit good friends. She's a good person.
You were a work husband, low key.
Nah, you ain't gotta phrase it like that. But my ex never really felt comfortable. But for the sole reason that she was a girl that I hung out with now and then. Because the thing is, in 3 years, I never gave her a reason to think I wasn't faithful. I never gave her a reason to think I was messing around. None of that.
Word.
Vouch for that?
So
Yeah, you vouch for that?
Vouch for that one.
Alright, word.
and the whole thing is like, she had no reason to not trust this girl besides the fact that she's a woman.
Fact.
That's it.
I mean, it's probably her own guilty
Which-
conscience killing her.
I get it. If your significant other has a best friend of the opposite sex, you're going to feel some type of way. I get that.
Yeah.
But I told her, I was like, look, we've been together 3 years. I haven't done nothing. I haven't good reason to not trust me. So
You
I'm
the
just
one
fair.
that's been creeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So eventually, she kind of got to the point where she's like, you know what, you're right. It is what it is. It's cool. I have no reason not to like her. She's always been super nice to me. Cool. And then, so one night, I'm out with my coworker, a big group of friends. We're all hanging out. My ex is at her friend's house near us, and she's like, y'all should come over, have fun, drinks, it's whatever, right? So we get there, we show up, having a good time. They all dumb lit. Like, I'm not talking fun lit, like dumb, sloppy,
Yeah. Oh.
like sloppy
Oh,
lit.
true.
So we get there, and we all feel uncomfortable.
That's the situation.
Yeah, we're all uncomfortable because they're dumb lit, we're chilling. Eventually my ex, she's like, come with me to the bathroom. Come with me to the bathroom. I'm like, are you got a peeper? I got you. We go to the bathroom, close the door. She stops, dead in her tracks, looks me in the eye and says, why is that bitch always around you? And she going on and on and on. And I'm like, girl, we just had this conversation 2 months ago. Like, where is this coming from?
Word. Liquor.
But yeah, she's dumb, sloppy.
Yeah.
Eventually, she's getting aggressive, pushing all up on me, and I'm like, all right, I'm not doing this right now. We have friends here. I'm gonna dip. You got your homegirl's house. I'll tell her to just watch you, take care of you. It is what it is. So I turn around to leave, and then she decks me from the back. She decks me from the back and starts pouncing on me.
Whoa. She hit you once and she kept hitting you?
Oh yeah, she went on. Like as I was going for the door, she decks me and started pouncing on me. Yo, thank God my mama raised me right, because I know if I had pushed her back or anything, it's gonna look back on.
So you just ate it.
So I ate it. I opened the door. Thankfully, I had people there, so I was like, "Look, somebody come get her. She wilding out." I go to leave the apartment. This girl sprints across the apartment at me, trying to get at me more.
What the fuck?
Her homegirl's got to come grab her, and she's trying to fight them now too. Eventually, I dip. I get out. Next morning, I get the whole apologetic text. I don't remember anything.
Whoa, okay, all right. So like this is, you say you were with her a year and a half longer after the 7 months. So when did this happen?
No. So we were together. Actually, this one was like 2 years and like 10 months we were together.
Yeah. So but when did this moment happen? When she started wrecking you? Oh, when you started fighting?
Back in June when we broke up.
Oh, that's when you broke up.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
was the red flag.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that was. Ooh. So that was it. Like why I said we're done. She gave the whole apology. And the thing is, in 3 years, she's never been aggressive. Never hit me. I never hit her. None of that. So I'm like, it is what it is. Like I thought, although I said we're broken up, in my head I was like, maybe we'll give it some time. Maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe get through it. It's whatever. So come around New Year's, some of her mutual friends, they invite me out. They're like, look, you should have a fun time. Come to his block party. It is what it is. So I go there having a good time, right? And then they're mutual friends of hers. So they're like, look, we gotta be with you about something. So they're friends.
No, don't tell me.
They're friends with one of her coworkers. And one of her coworkers done telling them, oh, I've been dating her for a while.
Time.
Take 5?
No. What the fuck? Hold on. Her coworker was dating who?
My ex, according to him, she's like, this is what he she was like, this is what she messaged me.
How do you miss all of this though, bro?
That's what everybody said, because the thing is, for everyone who knows us, we was together like every day almost. Besides how it works. So I'll give her credit for that. She knows how to hide stuff because we were together almost all the time.
That's sick, bro.
But so they told me, he told me they were messing around, blah blah blah, and I was like, what? So I got a coworker who I'm cool with. She got a coworker who she messing around with.
That's why she started fighting you.
That's why I think she felt so. She wanted me to be messing around, so she wouldn't feel so bad.
Yeah.
She wanted me doing the same thing with my coworker to feel better what she's doing with her coworker.
Hell, like, okay, so like you, I guess you did say in the beginning that you had no way of finding out like 411 about your girl, your ex. So like you just like found out everything the rough way. No one could have told you what happened.
You talking about when we broke up or the initial stuff?
And throughout the whole relationship. I mean, obviously this girl is fishy. Like, come on.
All right, look, seriously, when we first got together, yeah, that was it. I mean, I had her word. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When we broke up, though, this dude.
You gotta do a Carfax on this girl, bro.
Well, here's the thing.
Forward, bro.
This dude, I'm not trying to sound mean. This man is busted. This man got at least 200 pounds on me sideways. Ooh. So I'm trying to be mean, but I'm like, I seen him hang out.
And this is the guy she cheated on you with?
Yeah. Wow. So I seen them hanging out before because they got their little mutual friend group.
You would never thought.
I'm not scared of that. And again, not trying to sound mean, but when I saw that's what it was this individual.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to feel bad for. That's the bar for you right there.
Wow.
Good. So yeah, that was that.
I feel bad. I mean, shit happens though. I'm glad you only stayed 2 years in though.
I learned a lot though.
Yeah?
I learned a lot.
What was the biggest lesson?
Don't second guess yourself.
Word.
When it comes down to it, that knows what's best for you.
Yeah,
not somebody else's words. This inside knows what's best for you. So
you should have pulled out in that 7 months.
Yeah.
You should have left the ass in AC.
Yeah. Hindsight, girl. But no, I learned a lot though. Like it was my longest relationship, 3 years. So I definitely learned a lot. I know whatever comes down in the future when it comes to relationships and all that. I'm gonna go into it with a much better mindset, but much more. I'm not gonna say selfish, but like individualized mindset where I know I'm not getting played.
Facts, bro.
Or if I get played,
Carfax. Carfax.
But if I get played, then don't do the same mistake. Move on. So going back to what love is. All right, maybe not everyone's gonna agree with me, but I think if you cheat, my mentality now is if you cheat, you should. There's no reason unless you got kids or something. There's no reason to go back to the individual.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question. But anyways, yeah, break it down.
Because I just see it as, and again, not everyone's gonna agree with me, but I see it as once a cheater.
Always a cheater.
That's how I see it. Not everyone's gonna agree with it. I get it. People can change. You make bad decisions. I understand.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
Right.
I'm gonna expose myself for a quick second here. When I was in high school, I was in a relationship, my very first relationship, and I kissed another guy while I was in a relationship. Okay. And that was the only time and the only extent that I've ever cheated.
What was the circumstances of that kiss though?
It was with a coworker. I felt this is not a reason. This is not me being like, oh, there's a reason for me cheating or whatever. But kissing is cheating, right? It's not, when people think of cheating now, I think they think of like, oh, you're fucking somebody else. But I think cheating is just being intimate with another person outside of your relationship, and it doesn't have to be physical intimacy. It could be emotional intimacy.
Facts.
And I fucked up, and I felt neglected from my relationship, and instead of trying to fix it, I went and sought it from somebody else. And I owned up to it, and I told my ex, or my boyfriend at the time, that I fucked up, and I have not done it since. So I don't believe the phrase always a cheater, or once a cheater, always a cheater, but I do think that,
you're a unicorn. You're a unicorn.
Okay,
I'm still with you, bro. Yeah, your situation is pretty rare. I guess. I can respect that though. Like, that's a dope perspective. But like, to be able, when you cheated in that situation, did he stay with you? Did he forgive you?
He did stay.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I never did anything to ever, break that trust again, and I haven't. Like, I have a really guilty conscience. And I think that if I ever were to, I would not be able to live with it. So I think me personally, knowing myself, I would never do that to anybody else. So when it was done to me, it was very like shocking, because there were red flags that I ignored because.
What's up with us ignoring all these red flags? And I'm gonna use us because I'm in this situation. I never been cheated or anything.
Because we bonded.
Why? Because love is that deep, right?
Maybe it's love, maybe it's emotion, maybe it's lust, but you blinded.
Word.
You want to see it in black and white, but you're not going to. Word. You're going to see all the colors they add into that. It's not going to be black and white.
Okay, like, what were your red flags though? Like, how vivid were these red flags?
So I was with my ex for almost about the same time, probably like almost 3 years, maybe a little bit over 2 years. I'm not really sure, but it was a long relationship, and he had never shown any sort of signs of like being unfaithful. The relationship was always, you know, good and solid. The only thing was just, you know, there was obviously insecurity from both sides. And the reason why I think that there are red flags was because when in the middle of our relationship, his ex reached out to him. And, you know, like I'm the kind of person that I don't really feel like you should be friends or be, you know, like you should have any sort of relationship with your ex.
Why?
Just because well, let me back up. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you not to be friends with your ex. I don't want to be or ever be that kind of girl. But the way that she was coming at my ex was not a way that was making me comfortable.
It wasn't friendly?
It wasn't friendly.
Okay.
It was a text out the blue that said, hey, I had a dream about you.
Ooh.
And to me, as your girlfriend at the moment, it's just kind of like, that's not cool. That's not going to fly with me.
Yeah.
And then and I think he was so...
Did he tell you this though?
He told me, but the reason why I think it was a red flag was because he told me that at one point he was like, you know, what if I am still in love with her? You know, and I should have taken that as a, you know, maybe you need to get the fuck out of this relationship.
Yeah, like what? Who says
but
that?
I let it go. And
You want to drop that on me? I don't know. Go find out, but not with me.
Yeah, like what?
I think what it was that I was comfortable, and I think part of me at the moment was also afraid of being alone, kind of afraid
That
of
routine,
being single.
yeah,
the
that
routine,
routine thing is
we had lived
is
together.
crazy.
Exactly. It was just so like comfortable. And so when he told me he dropped the ball on me, you know, at first obviously I was like, I don't want you talking to this girl. This is not cool. Like everything she's saying is not in a friendly manner. Like I feel like she just wants to get back in your life because you're happy and she wants you back. And obviously when they ended, she broke up with him, so it wasn't a mutual break. Obviously he still had feelings there for her.
That's why he said what he said.
And things will resurface, I believe, if you know, if it wasn't a mutual break.
Yeah, given the opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was my red flag of, you know, like there were a lot of red flags, but that was my one red flag of like, hey, this might come back up later in the future. So I always had it in the back of my head of like, hey, watch out. But I think personally for me, I was very blinded by love, and the relationship that him and I had together was just it was very deep rooted. We went through a lot of bad shit together, and bad shit brings people together. You know what I mean? When you
Okay, I mean, if it's not like disclosing too much, like what type of bad shit? Like what did you go through?
So we like, when I say bad shit, I don't want to expose or like say anything about him that's gonna, you know, because there's no animosity from me. But
You probably won't watch it.
like, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to like put your business out there. But you know, like there was a point in time where him and his sister got kicked out the house, and my family took them in. Like so they came and lived with us, and that was a really hard time because, you know, we were both struggling to find a job. I had just gotten out of college, like, and I want to say, like, I supported us the whole relationship.
Word.
I was the backbone of everything that we did. I was the money. I was paying rent for both of us. I was at one point working so much so that he could pursue this music dream of his. And now looking back at it, I wish I put myself first. I wish I put myself high, like on an even scale. I wish I didn't put this individual so much, like their dreams and aspirations so much higher than mine. But when I say we went through a lot of shit together, I just mean like we really just, we were broke. We literally went down to the point where like we had to go back and ask our parents to be like, hey, look, can you take us back in? We don't have jobs right now. We just didn't, our relationship was just very toxic, and there was no room for growth because we were dealing with so much life. You know what I mean? Like there was no room to really think about how to grow as individuals when all we were thinking about every day was just like, how are we gonna get a job? Like how are we gonna like make money today?
How are
like,
we gonna eat?
How are we gonna eat? Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think shit like that, when you hit rock bottom with someone, it really brings you close to that person, you know, because it's just that person and you.
Yeah, facts. You're battling through it. Oh.
I mean,
Okay.
I know exactly what you mean, but I think like one of the most toxic things you can do to yourself in these situations is, I mean, it sounds basic to say, but lose sight of your own goals.
Yeah.
Like in 3 years, I feel like I didn't get much done in life. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't rock bottom by any means, but I was kind of just in the middle and chilling there.
Yeah, you want to get better by any means.
Since I broke up, like I got my first college degree, I got a promotion.
Oh,
I'm making almost double the money I was.
Talk to her, bro. Talk to her.
Look, no, this is
Talk to her. This is how what you've done.
Yo,
bro.
like she just said, no animosity. She did me dirty on numerous occasions.
Word.
And yet, I don't hate her.
No.
I don't dislike her. I really do wish her the best.
Yeah.
Because she taught me a lot.
Yeah.
She really did teach me a lot. But that was probably my biggest takeaway from the relationship, is that I really spent a lot of time And it wasn't, honestly, it wasn't even because of her. It was the fact that it was the relationship itself that kind of, this was my focus.
Okay, got you.
And I just think love would be that the person and telling you, you know,
yo,
what are your goals? What are your dreams?
Yeah.
Are you planning on applying to this? Are you planning on doing that?
Yeah.
And I don't know, that was, just don't, that's a situation that kind of brought me down too. And then at the end of the relationship, in the kind of that phase of after she decked me and still thinking about fixing things, I took all that into account. The cherry on top was just all coworker junk. But yeah, that was my big takeaway too. No animosity, but I know what you mean for sure though. Like when you're at the bottom, but...
No, but I totally agree with you with the whole, sometimes you're blinded by the relationship itself and you guys get comfortable and you don't grow with each other, and I think that's a sign that like maybe the relationship isn't a good relationship.
Facts.
You know, it's not going anywhere.
Facts.
Because honestly, like I'm gonna admit I jumped from that relationship into my current one pretty quick, but I don't regret a single moment.
Yeah.
My boyfriend now has exceeded everything that I've ever wanted in a guy.
Right.
Like he pushes me so hard.
Right.
Like he never gives me a reason to doubt him or doubt myself, or it's just a completely different vibe. The energy is different, and I never would have known that had I not had a really bad relationship to tell myself like, hey, this is what I don't want. I want someone who's going to push me to grow. I want someone who's, you know, going to be like, who's going to grow with me. Not someone who I almost felt like I had to take care of this person.
Word.
It was almost like I don't want it to sound weird or creepy, but almost like I was the mom, you know what I mean? I was like, did you get this done today? Do you have a job now? Like, but now it's
Did you
more...
breastfeed him too?
No, I
mean, that just brought back that just brought a red flag memory for me.
Yeah.
Because, 3-4 months in, I was already lending her money.
Word.
And the more I look back, I'm like, you know, you got yourself to a situation where you know the situation she's in, you're either going to bring her up or get down to that level.
Yeah.
And I kind of, like I said, didn't move much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I for one can say that I think you are in an awesome place now. And
Absolutely.
you know, I still talk to his ex. I think she's in a much better place now. I think you guys have both
Yes,
grown
I'm really happy about
so
that.
much as people. You guys have like all the goals that I've seen that they've had prior to their relationship, they're actually reaching now. Like,
Word.
like they've taken so many steps forward, and I just like, relationships are shitty, like when they end. Like they always are, and no matter how much we say like we don't want animosity and stuff, it just happens naturally because there's so many emotions there. So obviously, like I'm not trying to talk shit. He's not trying to talk shit. There's no animosity from us or anything. But I just want to say, I'm just so happy with the growth that I've seen in you and in her.
Absolutely.
And the relationship was shit, I agree, but you learned so much from it, and I feel like that's the best takeaway you can get from any relationship. It's just growth in yourself.
Word.
You have that too? I saw your highs and lows too.
Yeah,
And me and your ex, I mean, we still talk now and then. He's same thing though. Every time I see him, he's doing good. He's doing well. You're happy. He's happy.
Sometimes you
live and
need
learn out of those
that rock bottom
situations.
to
Will build you
climb,
up.
know?
Yeah. As you were going through all those tough moments,
Yeah.
and as you were going through life and all that, breastfeeding my man, making sure his lunch is packed and all that.
Exactly.
But shit also went downwards, right?
It did. Shit
Yeah.
also did go down. Are we? Oh,
Yeah, no, we're live.
Oh.
We're good. We're
Whoops.
good. Yeah. Cameraman on point. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think this was actually on your ex-girl's birthday.
Oh.
It was it was single.
Oh.
Okay, so let me just start by saying me and my ex were the type of couple that you did not want to invite out, because every time we went out we fought. The night always ended up, you can vouch, the night was always about us. We always ended up in some sort of a fight, and it was a dramatic fight. It wasn't a like, hey babe, let's talk about this at home. It was
Involved other people too.
It was a go get her, where is he, let's stop the night and let's try to find them type of thing. And you know, I apologize for all the shitty moments that we've had out with you guys, but the night of her birthday, of his ex's birthday, maybe like 2 years ago or something like that when we were dating, we were out and we were all having a good time. The night started off awesome, and I guess somewhere along the night, I was out with his ex and we were all dancing with a whole bunch of our friends, and my ex was insecure. I'm gonna put it out there. Like, he was not very secure with himself or our relationship, and we've gotten into a lot of fights about that. But this one particular night, I guess he had an issue with the way that I was dancing or talking to one of our friends. And
Which was a girl.
which was a guy.
Oh, okay.
But I had been friends with this guy, and he was best friends with this guy. So I was, and this guy had a girlfriend. So I didn't find any need to have to explain myself to my ex. And instead of talking to me about it, he just got very hostile. You know, like the cold shoulder, not talking to me anymore. And then, you know, maybe like an hour into the night, I don't know where the hell he is.
Gone.
Like he dipped the fuck out. Like I don't know where he is, and I'm trying to reach him. His phone's dead, whatever. And fast forward, like the next night, whatever, we get into a fight, we fix it, you know, normal shit. And maybe 2 weeks later, he sits me down and he's like, hey, the way he told me was a little fucked up too. He said, hey, I think you're in a better spot mentally now, so I'm gonna throw the shit on you. And he sat me down and he was like, you know, the night that we went out for, you know, this girl's birthday, I did something. And he basically told me that he cheated on me. It wasn't like he didn't sleep with anybody else, but I mean, like we said earlier, like intimacy elsewhere, that's not your relationship, is considered cheating. And he kissed a guy during the middle of our relationship, and he told me, he was open and upfront and honest about it.
Wait.
Now you heard that right.
You can't just go past that like Hold on. Is he gay?
No, he's not.
Is he bi?
I don't think so. As far as I
So
know.
he was pissed. So what are you telling? He was pissed. He was mad at you for having fun or whatever, and he's gonna go seek not another girl for closure, but another guy.
Is what he told me.
Okay, how did you take that? Like,
I think I was.
How was that? I have another question after you answer.
I think I was just so shocked that I didn't really have a reaction, and I think that he was right, that I was in a very good spot mentally, that I was literally, honestly, a dumbass. I didn't even get angry, to be honest.
Is it because, that's the question that I have, is it because he kissed a guy versus a girl?
No, so my anger stemmed after I thought more and more about it, right? So as soon as he told me, I was more so, because he was very apologetic. He was obviously like very emotional about it. You could tell that he had.
Did you question his sexuality at that point?
I did. Okay.
Wait.
And he told me that kissing a guy validated that he did not like guys. I completely disagree. I completely disagree. I don't have to kiss a girl to know that I don't like girls. But I mean, you know, to each their own.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess you gotta try to find out. I don't know.
But the thing is, like, I thought it was gonna make me less insecure, right? I was like, oh, it's a dude. I'm not gonna care about it as much. The weeks went by, and I got more insecure because I was like, wow, I'm out here thinking he's gonna hook up with girls. Not only now do I have to be afraid of him with girls, now I got double, and this went on for a long time. And I remember one time we were at his house actually for 4th of July, and we got into a fight in the bathroom literally because he was talking to a guy hit him up on Snapchat, and it was a guy from the night that he kissed the other guy. So I felt some type of way about it. But he got mad at me. He got really aggressive and was like, we already talked about this. I already apologized. And I'm the kind of person that's like, you can't say that. Like, you fucked up, and when I feel insecure about it, how are you going to get mad at me? You know what I mean? I feel like if you fucked up and your girl or your guy's insecure about it, you gotta validate the reason why they shouldn't be insecure.
Hey.
And he got mad at me, and it ended up being another one of those focus on this couple night, and like everybody knew that something was up. Yeah. Everybody knew that we were fighting, and it was shit. Yeah. And I got really insecure with myself. The rest of that relationship was not good on my end because all my insecurities came out. Everything that I wasn't insecure about before, I automatically was. I second-guessed him everything he did. He wanted to go hang out with someone, I second-guessed it. I was not a good person to be with after that moment. Because I was just...
I mean, I can fuck somebody up, just like... Yeah, that shit's so confusing. Like, I'm thinking if my girl cheats on me with a girl, will I be that pissed?
But I think there is a double standard. I think there's a double standard because I feel like if it's... I don't know. I've talked to a couple guys about this, and I feel like guys are more comfortable with girls being intimate with girls than girls are ever going to be when it comes to a guy and their guy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think guys are more so like when everyone's drunk and a girl kisses a girl, it's just like, it's like, woo, yeah, like that's fucking hot. But like, you never see like a girl with her boyfriend out in public and then the girl kisses another hot dude, and you never see a group of girls whooping and hollering. You're just kind of like, that is.
Hey, I mean,
There's something-
yeah, that's definitely wrong, completely.
But I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything's wrong with either or. I'm just saying I think there's a double
There's
standard.
a few
when it
things
comes
wrong with those situations.
I didn't disagree with much of that.
No,
what would you disagree with?
No, I'm just saying, like, the whole thing, like, you stepping out with just stepping out of your significant other in that moment is completely wrong, guy or girl. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's just wrong. But then, like, that just fucked me up that he like chose to go kiss another guy though. Like, that is like. I really, honestly, I wish he was here right now.
I don't know if it was.
I really wish he can speak for himself at this moment. Right
I don't
now,
know if it was convenience. I don't even know if he was searching to be intimate with somebody. I think because
I mean, you can tell somebody that you feel heartbroken. I don't gotta kiss you.
Well, the thing is, I've known this dude for a couple of years, and I mean,
I don't gotta kiss you, bro.
I mean, I've known him for a couple of years, and it's just, I never got the vibe that he was bi or gay. I mean, he never showed it off. I don't know if he was curious about some shit, but.
Clearly he was.
But like, my biggest takeaway from the whole thing is, you know, I think it takes balls to cheat, but it takes balls to admit it.
Facts.
He didn't have to say a thing to you, and you
Facts.
never would have found out.
Facts.
Ever.
Facts.
You never ever
Facts.
would have found out.
Facts.
you're right.
That's why I don't doubt for a second, he knew it was a bad choice. He regretted it. It was legitimately remorseful. That's my whole thing is he opened up about it.
Does that make it
didn't have
okay
to do
though?
that.
Like, so if somebody comes clean after they cheat?
Oh no. But the thing is, at least she found out through him.
Yeah, instead of somebody
I
else.
didn't find that shit through her.
You're joining her completely.
From A, B, and C, but not her.
Yeah.
You
So,
know, I give a lot of props to my ex for telling me because like
Right.
you're right. I never would have found out.
you think he would have told you if he was a girl?
Yeah. My ex, he's a very good-hearted person. I have nothing bad to say about him. I think he's like an awesome person. I would ever wish to slander him, but I don't think it makes it okay.
Okay.
And I think it fucked me up a lot. And I think instead of doing the thing that was best for both of us and leaving, I stayed. I stayed and made the relationship more toxic. I stayed and made it worse. And I think
I mean, it was a mutual party. He wanted you to stay, right?
He did want me to stay,
Okay.
but after that, his feelings grew, and I think mine did not.
Yeah.
I think mine kind of flattened out, and I think I mentally checked out way before I ended the relationship. And I think that was on me because I think that once I mentally checked out, I should have just left. But I think a part of me was very like, because I was so much of a support in his backbone, I almost felt bad leaving. I didn't know who else he was going to turn to. I didn't know what he was going to do, and I felt bad, and I just didn't want to leave.
Facts.
And not only was that, we started off as best friends. He was my best friend at the end of the day, and I didn't want to leave a friend like that, in the dust.
Yeah.
But at the very end of it, I had to leave. I knew that if I didn't leave, I was going to do something that was not good for the both of us, and I was probably going to end up, like seeking the fulfillment that I wanted in our relationship elsewhere.
Facts.
So I left,
Yeah.
and I left and I really didn't have feelings at the end of the relationship. I think I mentally checked out so early that by the end of it, I was just so done. Because he tried to get me to stay, and he tried to make the changes that I wanted, but it was too late. It was
Facts.
past the point of me wanting the relationship back.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, especially going through all that, it's super toxic. But I'm glad you were like, you guys keep in touch now?
No.
Okay. Or so you did lose a best friend.
I don't see it like that.
Okay.
The breakup was very messy. He was not the greatest person to me after the breakup.
Word.
I don't know. I just did a lot for the kid, and I don't think that he respected what I did for him, aside from the relationship. I helped him out in a way that most people wouldn't help you out.
Facts.
And I think at the very end of the relationship, he was just like, you know what? We're not in a relationship anymore. Everything you did for me, fuck that. And so I'm just dealing with a lot of the stuff now that was left behind from this relationship that I just have to deal with because I made the option to decide to help somebody and give my heart to somebody.
You made a growing decision. You made a learning decision.
Growing pains, right? There's a reason for them.
Yeah. Actually, Christian, back to your statement earlier about like finding out from somebody else. So Ember Rose today, actually, before we recorded this episode, I was on IG and I saw this statement. It says, "Everybody cheats, but if they love you enough, you'll never find out."
Amber Rose said this? Alright, so I'm gonna draw out the window right now. Wrong. No.
Nah, for real. But
I
like,
don't do
how
that.
do you feel about that though? Like, I feel like, I don't know, I won't say everybody cheats though, like, but like people do some sneaky shit, and like I've heard from other people that like, I can't tell her, or I can't tell him because I love him, I made a mistake, and if I tell him, it's gonna ruin that person.
Let's break it down though.
Not everybody cheats, but not everybody does everything perfect either.
Why would you do it to begin with? Is it really love if you're cheating? If you're doing sneaky shit?
No.
That's the thing. This is how this whole episode like started. The idea of this episode, because I was having a conversation with that said friend, and she told me because I'm not able to forgive somebody for doing me wrong. Not that this ever happened. Let me disclose that. None of my past relationship. I only have been with one person for real. So like, I never been cheated or anything like that. So like, yeah. So like, she told me that because I'm not able to forgive in that situation, like I never been in love. I never fell in love because like my thing is, like Christian said, once a cheater, always a cheater, bro. And like your situation, like you probably one of 10 people that out here that just learn how to know better and do better. Because I mean, in many situations, people that have cheated before, they end up cheating. I mean, the situation.
Look, the reason I don't fuck with that quote is because, I mean, I'm not trying to talk myself up, but in 3 years, I ain't never done nothing.
Yeah.
So if like, I don't know, it's obviously an individual basis, but it's like, if I'm down for you, I'm down for you.
Facts.
If you don't have the strength to be fighting off those urges, you shouldn't be getting in the situation in the first place.
Facts.
It's just, I don't know, that quote in itself is dumb to me, for real.
So we don't think there is like not validation, my bad, but like you don't think there's an excuse to cheat. Let's not validate the cheating. But so there's not an excuse to cheat no matter what is going on in a relationship.
No.
There's no reason to step out.
If you feel the need to want to cheat in a relationship, then you do not feel some sort of level of comfortability to be open with your partner about how you're feeling. If you're feeling, no matter if you're feeling neglected, no matter how you're feeling in a relationship, if you resort to cheating, you obviously are missing something from your partner. Maybe you're feeling unfulfilled. And back to that quote that you're saying, I don't think it breaks down to love. I think it breaks down to individual self-respect. I don't think that you weren't in love because you chose not to, that you can't forgive. I think it's about you. I think you're choosing to respect yourself over loving this person, and I don't think that's wrong at all. Because I think a lot of people lose that when they get into a relationship. They lose that individual self-respect.
That's a great point.
So I don't think it comes down to, hey, do I love you? If I love you, then I'm going to forgive you. I think it comes down to, if I still love you with my whole heart, but I can't forgive you because I love myself more.
Okay. Where?
And the thing is, I don't judge nobody for continuing a relationship after getting cheated on.
Clearly, I mean, you didn't.
But to say like that everybody does it or there is an excuse,
it's exaggerated.
I can't be on board with that. I mean, exaggerated, but to say that there is a valid reason anywhere at all.
Not valid. Is it excusable though? Like, oh, like, is it forgiven? Obviously, in your situation, like, you did forgive, but then like, I mean, I don't want to validate because I don't think like I feel like.
Do you feel like there's any reason? Do you think? Can you think of a reason at all that would be maybe borderline? Like, hey, like, okay, well, I'm gonna understand for you in this situation of why.
Not with me because I feel like I'm too dramatic though. Like I'm like either you did it, I'm out. Like I don't even care what you were going through. Like you could have called me and broke up with me right there and there before you went and kissed somebody else or had sex with somebody else.
So what's our definition of cheating though? You know what I mean?
I was about to touch upon that.
My definition of cheating is you doing something behind your significant other's back that they will not be okay with it. Yeah. Regardless if it's emotional, regardless if it's physical. Like that's what I think. That's my
take on it.
Yeah, that's my take on it. Sorry, my bad. That's my take on it, and that's like what I define as cheating. But I don't think everybody follows the same definition that I do. Other people may think physical cheating is worse than emotional cheating and vice versa. Like some people, I know somebody that is cool with like, not cool, I won't say cool, but like she doesn't mind if her boyfriend would step out and physically cheat on her with somebody else, but the emotional side would hurt her way worse. Which, I mean, like, I just think that doesn't
It's like the open relationship type of thing.
Yeah.
Which I've never
Yeah. So, like, at the end of the day, it's just like, regardless, I think, wrong is wrong. If you know you're doing something wrong, it's completely wrong. But, okay, back to, I don't know if I already asked this, though, but I'm going to rephrase it. Christian, you think it would have been better for you if you would have heard straight from her?
Yeah.
Would you be able to understand?
See, that's my whole thing. I got played her for somebody else, and I still stayed.
Oh, you definitely probably would have got married to her. Good thing she didn't tell you. Yeah, good thing she didn't tell you. Good thing she didn't tell you because you probably would have ended up getting married. Right?
And that's my whole, like, I'm about to sound like an old head, but I mean the game is different right now.
Facts.
Like that's my worry. Like think about it. Right now, you get married. Your wife could be snapping some dude. Just say it's a friend. How you gonna know? It's Snap. DMs. She gonna delete them. How you never gonna know? There's so many more ways to cheat now. Is what I'm saying.
I totally agree.
There's too many ways to cheat now.
Social media makes so many more relationships and problems that do not exist and have not existed before.
Because if we're saying cheating is not just physical, it's everything in between and outside.
Yeah.
There's too many damn ways to cheat right now.
Wow.
That's why I'm worried when I get a ring. I'll put a ring on somebody. Damn.
Yeah. You gotta make sure they delete everything.
This is gonna be a cell phone free household.
Yeah. Flip phones only, bro.
Yeah.
Flip phones only.
See that new Motorola Razr?
Yeah. You know, keyboard. Old school, you know,
Yeah.
dot.
You're right.
Yeah, we're not. That's my worry. It's a whole new game right now.
Does that bring like insecurities for your next relationship though? Like, do you have to worry about that? Like,
Yeah.
Word.
Naturally, I'm
Word.
definitely.
Your guard is up.
Always.
Damn.
But that's what I learned.
Word.
No matter what, you gotta have your guard up because you're not in somebody else's head. People can snatch like that.
True. Damn. Just when you think you know somebody, you really don't. Word. And then like, okay, back to you though. So like, what was your biggest lesson in this relationship? Yours, I don't think, like, not to like measure cheating or anything, but your situation is really not that bad when it comes to like the cheating aspect of it.
Yeah, I think it just pulled a lot of my own insecurities out. I don't think like in the realm of like all the cheating stories ever, I definitely do not think that my
the fact that it's like he went seeking another guy.
I think that's the worst part of it.
Yeah, that's a little questionable.
And I think that made me like, I think what it brought out of me was what made it so bad. But you know, I think in the realm of cheating, definitely compared to his, I don't think that this person was out to get me, and I don't think this person was trying to be sneaky or slide through our whole relationship ever. I think it was just definitely a mistake, and it was definitely a weird and, you know, mistake that I'm never going to understand personally, but I grew a lot from the relationship. From that, I grew just because I had to face so many insecurities that I probably didn't even know that I had. And just from the relationship overall, I just grew. The biggest lesson I think I took out of it was just that I never want to be with a person who is never going to be like, I don't know how to put this in a way that's not going to sound like I'm trying to be an asshole, but I never want to take care of another person. I never want to be like, I want us to be level. I want us to be on the same page. I never want to feel like I have to take care of you.
And that means anything.
Yeah, that means anything.
Take care of each other.
You take care of each other. You grow together. You don't stagger each other's growth. And you know, like, you know, moms know. You guys believe, you know, moms know best.
Yeah, facts.
I talked to my mom a lot about this, and my mom actually sat me down and told me, you know, she was like, look, I'm going to be honest, I really like him, but I don't think that the future you're going to have with him is going to be a bright one, because I feel like you are going to end up having to take care of everything.
Yeah.
I don't think that he is ready to take care of you.
Facts.
And I don't think that, in no way am I trying to say that in a relationship guys are supposed to take care of girls.
Facts.
I think it should be level.
A balance.
There should be a balance.
Yeah.
But after this relationship, I definitely do not want to let myself get to the point where I'm not taking care of myself anymore. And I'm doing so much to make sure the other person's happy that I'm forgetting about my own happiness.
Facts. All right, so like, damn. I mean, shout out to everybody that's been cheated on. Everybody that's been through it, hold each other down. But like, advice that you can give other people that may be questioning their relationship by any means necessary. I don't think you can give any cheating advice for real, because everybody's situation is different. But yeah, like, what should you watch out for? Like, at what point do you know that maybe you should pull out and not even last 7 months? And like, yeah, like, what can you like guide people or tell them to do better and like, yeah, improve?
For me, I guess it's because like I'm about to be 25 in a couple months, and I'm getting to that point where I'm like, I get a relationship, I'm trying to make that the one. You know, I'm getting older.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is like, if early on you can't trust them, or if early on they give you a reason not to trust them, why keep it going? That's one of my biggest takeaway. If there are red flags that early,
don't ignore that shit.
what is you doing, baby? Why is you staying?
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself right now.
Yeah.
Like looking back on it. Yeah. So that's my biggest takeaway is, but at the same time, like don't. I don't know how to phrase it. It's like you're gonna have insecurity, but at the same time though, you gotta find a balance and not be that person who's wanting to check their phone just cause, or they got a friend they're talking to, just talking, but don't be one of those people who's like, who's that? Why are you talking to them?
Yeah.
Because that's what happened to me with my coworker, best friend, but because she a girl,
She racked you.
oh, should I give her credit for that? She got a mean right hook.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I can definitely say that, you know, I've been there. I've been that girl. I've been the one that's like, who you texting? Who was that? You know, like, you know, we all have insecurities. They come out and they get ugly. Insecurities are never a pretty thing. I don't really, I don't really have advice. I feel like my red flags weren't because of unfaithfulness. I feel like they were
Just
different.
Yeah.
But I just think, you know, if you're feeling unsatisfied in a relationship with somebody, don't cheat. Just talk to them about it.
Right.
Most of the time you can fix it, and if you can't, then you know that it's maybe not the person you're supposed to be with. End it. You know, everyone has this conception of I'm going to be with this person forever, and they latch onto that once they love somebody, and I don't think that is true. You know, like love is ever changing. I don't think that there's the one. I think you can fall in love with anyone.
Yeah, that goes back to your 25-year-old statement. Like your next one may not be the last one, so like keep that.
I don't know. My whole thing with that is just like, I don't understand how, you know, you got somebody you care about, how you'd rather just do them dirty instead of just letting them go.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what takes where you say, you know what, rather than just let them be free and find happiness somewhere else, I'm going to just do them dirty and hope they don't find out.
Facts. Word. Damn. All right, man. This has been very insightful. And I do hope both of your exes do tune in and watch this. And before and before we cut off or anything, please give your social media out if you would invite.
Hey, I had to make an Instagram last week. Lots of followers. C_A Escobar.
Whoa, what do you mean last week? I thought she slid in your DM. You deleted?
Twitter.
Oh, word.
There's way too many now.
Yeah, go ahead. Give it again. My fault.
C_A Escobar. ESCOBAR. Hit me up.
Yours?
Mine is all I do is _UYEN. All I do is win.
Hey, but if you don't fuck with the Cowboys, you're probably gonna follow me. Just saying.
Word. I don't think that's gonna help your situation out. Anyways, yeah. All right, you're good. And then thank you for tuning in to episode 3. Everybody subscribe, like, share it. And yeah, man, I got one more statement to say. Black men don't cheat. And we out.
I can agree with that one though. Y'all